We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello and welcome to our issue 0 of the Nerd Eternal Presents Icons.
Season 2.
Season 2. Back for another season. Lost a few players. We got a few new players. And we're going to play around with the character, or the universe rather, creation rules. So, rejoining me from last season is Zachary and Tarky.
Hello.
Howdy.
And with us new is Brian.
Hello.
And Curtis.
Hola.
And we may have more people later on. I've got some guys that can't play regularly that want to guest star, so there's no telling who will be here any given week. So we will just dive on in. Alright. So doing the character creation, or the universe creation rules, starts off with character creation, which we've all, I think, handled that off camera, because no telling how long that would take if we tried to do that on camera.
Because we no longer have just one hero apiece.
Right.
Yes, that is the trick. With universe creation, it's like you're creating a line of comics. Or at least the characters to populate a whole line of comics. Now, let's see. When you create these characters, you have a premier tier, a champion tier, and a backup tier. That, mechanically, there doesn't seem to be any distinction between them. It's all about creating kind of your more popular characters versus lesser popular characters. I am thinking, if everybody's alright with it, of basically making a mechanic of basically your premier tier heroes having like one extra no, not stamina, the other one.
Termination.
Determination?
For some reason I keep wanting to call it Resolve. That's a different game system. But, sorry about being distracted. I'm getting everything. Alright, where did I pop the chat out? There we go. Alright, now focus. So basically I'm going to give the premier tier heroes an extra determination.
Ooh.
It's not, that's not a big, huge something, but at least it
Yeah,
distinguishes them a little bit.
It's not a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Just a little something.
Yep.
Since you're more popular in crossover storylines, your more popular heroes tend to be the ones that do a little bit extra. Alright, let's see. We did character creation.
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm happy with that, just so Unison can have one determination again.
Oh, you're going to stick with using Unison?
He's going to be... He's going to be my premier, yes.
Okay. Good, it won't be just Recluse that's returning.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure Unison still had his place. Especially after seeing one of the other characters that exists in this universe now. Have you seen anyone?
I know I glanced through the entire list of them.
It's a super spy character.
Yeah.
I decided to leave Unison in because there's a super spy.
And Unison's paranoid, so I'll get out.
Unison will literally look at that person and go, "It me," and then just move on with his life.
Alright.
One. One character uploaded. Sorry.
Only 5 to go.
And please check my math. It's not that I can't count, it's that Icon's math throws me off. Calculations. And one of my characters has an alter ego, so we might want to add another sheet.
Okay, yeah, if you need an extra sheet for that, that will be fine.
Because he literally gets possessed and has an alter ego, so.
To be perfectly honest, I went with the Icon Origins templates, archetypes. They're all statted out to 45 points, so it was really easy to
Oh, yeah.
build off of that. Yeah, that was product placement, Jason. So
Well, my problem is when you're working in the extras and all of that stuff.
I stuck pretty close to the
Yeah.
to the builds.
Yeah, how the extras work in the point buy was very vague.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I ran a game with a bunch of dudes, and they were trying to use the point buy as though it were mutants and masterminds, and I was like, well, why don't we just play mutants and masterminds instead of icons? They kept trying to get an extra point here and there, and I'm like, this is just not how it works.
That's not, yeah, Icon's a little faster and looser than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why I like running it in a situation like this.
Yeah, I love icons. So buy it today, Icon.
So we've all got our heroes at least thought up, their concepts at least, hammered down.
Right.
All right, now, what you'll need to do, your premier, or not your premier heroes, but we will have, the team, I know Recluse and Unison will be part of the government team, just because that ties into last season's plot. Everybody else will need to pick one of their characters to be part of the government team. It doesn't have to be your premier character. And then the rest of them, we can build, other teams. The government team being like the Justice League. Well, some of your other characters could be the Outsiders or the Teen Titans, that sort of thing. Or solo heroes that just, get pulled in to the same story.
Yeah,
well, also, go
I
ahead.
think Titan Red is going to be my premier character.
Which
He's
one?
kind of Titan Red.
Okay.
He's going to be. He's kind of got a government connection built into his concept.
All right. So for the government team, we have Recluse, we have Unison, and we have Titan Red.
And for my characters, I don't have Toss-Up loaded up yet, but he probably wouldn't be the premier character, but he's a character that I've worked with for 20-something years, even though he's not well thought out as some of these others I'm going to post. But he does have a history of hunting out of control metas and stuff, so he might work good on the government team, or Landshark's the one that causes all the trouble and gets in trouble, passed around from super team to super team because he's a mess, and so he might be.
Shark.
he might be stuck on the government team. So either one.
It's his community service.
Right.
Well, you don't have to decide just right now. Just drop it in the Discord or whatever.
Sure.
But so anyway, we can be thinking about how you want the various characters teamed up, which ones will be solo. Now, one thing we are going to do today, or I should say the next step in what we're doing today, are the villains. Starting with the premier tier, pass your hero to the player on the left. We'll probably do some kind of dice roll or something. I haven't decided. That's how organized I am today. But pass to the hero on your left and follow villain creation guidelines earlier in this chapter. And then we do that for all 6 heroes.
That's fun.
Yeah, the trick is if you constantly pass to the left, though, it's going to be the same person creating everybody's villain. So we're going to
Mm.
divvy that, or
Makes sense.
mix that up a little bit. Yeah, let's see here. Who was it? Somebody had told me they weren't going to make it. I think it was Mike. That he sent me, or he dropped us the his character concepts.
Yeah,
Oh.
all of Mike's characters are there for
Oh,
us
yeah,
to
yeah,
see.
yeah,
He
yeah.
just couldn't be here today.
Right, right. So we'll pass his. He didn't have the stats up, but he's got the rough concept. So we'll pass them out as well, and probably keep some of your hero. You know, we'll have him in the rotation of who gets who passed around to him. But all right, who do we start with?
So everybody, go ahead and pull up a memo pad or a piece of paper or something. Get ready to write names down as we draft who we're gonna make villains
Yeah.
for.
And you need to know what we've got to be working on.
All right. So let's start. I got Mike's pulled up right here. We'll go ahead and divvy Mike's out. All right. I'm trying to think of a way to do this randomly.
Well, sign us each a number, then roll a die.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, no, it's there's 5 players but 6 characters per player.
Oh no, it's math. All right. So 5 players. That's going to be 30 characters. Boy, it's gonna be a lot of villains to make.
It's-
Granted, I
Villains
mean,
are fun.
we don't. Yeah,
I'm up for it. I'm ready. I can do it.
and they don't all have to be done by next session or nothing like that. You know.
No, dude, I'm ready. I've got my Comic Sans open in OneNote. I'm ready.
The only time it's appropriate to use Comic Sans.
Yep.
Why I always use Comic Sans. People hate it.
It's easy to read.
Oh, it is.
Even the fiction I write is in Comic Sans.
That's fiction I want to read.
All right. Then we will start off with. Let's see here. It's gonna be 30 players or 30 characters. Oh, we'll have 5 guys because Mike will get his allotment to create villains for. So that's gonna be 5 players then.
Yeah, we I mean, no matter what you do the math with, we should all have 6 villains to make.
Yeah. Okay. That seems simple now.
Because it's literally just how many ever heroes you have that many villains. If it's 6 heroes per character, it's 6 villains as well.
And if Dan or somebody comes in later,
We could always double dip too, you know.
Well, that's the thing is like with every single player, one other player will have 2 of their villains at least.
all right. Let's see here. Pull up the old dice roller. Since there's 6 of y'all, we'll use D6s. And it is basically what icons use anyway. Or no, there's 5 of you. Yeah. I was counting
There's
myself.
5.
I was counting myself.
Okay.
I was in here counting the window of the chat, the video windows. On
That guy looks like me.
So basically, we're going to hit. Are we going to hit? Each player gets 1 villain.
All right.
Like-
What I'm thinking of doing is starting off with Mike's characters. You know,
Yes.
here's his premier hero. All of you roll a dice. High dice gets him.
Okay.
I'll roll for Mike
a
when he
D6.
gets around to. So everybody give me a D6.
Rolled me a 5.
Roll me a 5.
4.
What? Somehow I got a 10.
I think you double tap and roll 2 dice.
What happens if you cheat and roll 2d6s?
But your first dice was a 6, so that still makes you the winner. So you have Everlast.
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 Which one of us is doing the narration for the character descriptions?
Go for it. You got a smile on your face. You clearly want to.
Elna Lam is a teenager and the reincarnation of an ancient Egyptian champion. Her powers include super strength and speed. Quality. Well, do we do qualities out loud?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, why not?
Qualities. A warrior reborn, raised by Mystic, and Anubis wants his champion back.
Alright, and then now, we'll move on to his champion tier characters.
But toss a dice.
Everybody toss a dice.
I don't get this champion tier
You
character.
do not get this champion.
So here's a question. Do I roll again? Since I got Everlast?
Let's see.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
If you win a second one, then you'd be out for the rest of them. Or, of Mike's. Because there's going to be 6 of them.
Right, it's who if you get doubled up on someone, you should not get doubled up on anyone else.
Yeah, because we'll each be doubled up on somebody.
Yeah, we'll each get to double dip on one person.
I rolled a 5 again.
Alright, let's see. Curtis got a 2. Zach got a 1.
Looks like it's gonna be Brian.
Yep. So you have
Alright.
Everlast.
Independence Ray.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hadn't scrolled down. Right. Independence Ray, sorry.
In a world
Independence Ray.
where an Air Force veteran and a
Yeah.
proud gay American encounters an alien power battery, Ray Gerhardt nearly died when his fighter jet collided with an alien artifact, but his body absorbed the energies released by the artifact, granting him light powers.
Don't say what's in the parentheses.
Oh,
I don't know. I found what was in the parentheses funny.
I mean, it's kind of funny, but I'm not sure he wants to be put on blast like that.
right. Okay,
I don't know.
So,
It reminds me, Taylor, of your first City of Heroes character. I'm sitting there watching it. You're talking about, oh yeah, I took this. Claws look like a decent power, and I figured regeneration would be good. And then I'm sitting there. You realize you just made Wolverine. Oh yeah.
He was a robot. He was a robot man. He wasn't.
He's not robot, or he's not Wolverine. He's Robot Vereen. Totally different.
Look,
he's Ben
There are-
Vereen.
there are plenty of Reavers that have claws, and they heal themselves.
Tell it to the copyright court. All right.
Hey,
If Marvel started
City
going after
Heroes-
Wolverine knockoffs, they'd be real busy.
Right.
Just
City
with
of
image
Heroes
alone.
never banned my character name like all the Wolverines.
So I'm
That's all I'm
getting
saying.
I'm getting the villain for Ray Gerhardt.
Right.
Independence Ray.
Correct.
All right.
Now everybody roll a dice to see who gets Serpent Boy.
Oh no.
It's for Ace.
Hmm.
I missed out on Serpent Boy.
No, you could still get a double dip on him.
Oh, I can? Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Yeah. It's just, if you choose to get the double dip on this guy, you won't be able to double dip on anyone else.
I've gotten 3 5s in a row.
Oh wait, did you get Everlast too?
No,
No,
I got
that's
time.
right. That's right.
I
Curtis
got
had the
Everlast.
6.
Yeah.
Curtis had the 10 on a D6.
You have to watch me, man.
Clearly. All right. So 5. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is Brian's double dip.
All right, here we go. Norman Gander is the nerdly grandson of the Midgard Serpent. He doesn't look for trouble, but trouble tends to find him, usually due to Grandpa Loki. And when trouble finds him, he can transform into a giant serpent with knockout poison breath. Qualities are, I'd rather be in a D&D club, scion of the new Asgard, more than a monster. More than a monster.
I'm more than a manster.
More than a
Ooh.
man.
Coming this fall to the ABC lineup.
No, that sounds like a CW show.
Hey, yeah, I know it really does. Should I be seeing everybody on video? I only see Jason.
I do not have a camera.
Yeah, Zach doesn't have a camera. Everybody else should be up.
For some reason,
I
our
don't see
connection- my connection-
anybody.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
only
Uh-oh.
see.
the connections are kind of real weak for us, and I don't know why.
Okay.
Now,
I'm broadcasting. Let me.
well, no.
I
Everyone's
see you.
broadcast is working fine.
Yeah, we
Oh,
all.
you see me? Okay.
Yeah, I see everybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a technical thing that Roll20 sometimes has a mistake with. Our GM can see all of us.
Yeah.
Got it.
So the
It's
stream
our
got the
individual
stream.
things
So the stream has got
have
everybody.
problems. Yeah, the stream
I
has
just see
everybody.
me.
Right, but but from Jason's point of view, he can see all other players.
He can see
Yeah.
all of us. Which
Yeah.
he's the one that really needs to see.
Yeah,
But
this is a technical issue. You get used to them on this stream. We'll have to hammer it out later.
Yeah, my friends and I, we've been using the Google chat rooms just because Roll20 got so bogged down with everyone playing on it. We had so many issues.
Yeah.
one thing a
But
friend of
it's going
mine.
away.
Oh, the Google chat room. Oh yeah, that is, isn't it? But yeah, one thing a friend of mine has done that runs has got a Twitch channel that he runs several games on. Has done is start using Zoom for the video portion, and that seems to run a lot smoother. So I may wind up getting a Zoom account at some point. But that's for a later day.
No.
All right, so that's got Mike's champion tiers. Now for his backup tier. All right, Brian, I think you've gotten 2 of his, so you're out
Yep.
at this point.
Alrighty.
Yes, I got him. Yes.
Unless
Yes.
somebody else rolls a 6.
Yes.
All right, Tarky, you got anyone. Read it.
Anyone. This super spy uncovers the sins of the global elite with infiltration, super tech, and a vast web of connection. Qualities. I could be anyone. Espionage elite. Damned by their own secrets. For those of you who have seen us in the past, I have Unison, who's been keeping his identity a secret for a long period of time. This is gonna be fun. But alright, now I'm out, because we can't have 2 double dips on the same character.
Okay.
So it's just between Zach and Curtis.
Well, I've
For
already
Whippet.
got one, so
Oh,
Well, he's got 1. You could potentially double dip on this character, though.
Yeah.
Or could he?
I think we did some bad math. Hold on. We did bad math. 2 people can double dip.
Okay,
okay.
Because Mike will not be making a villain for himself.
correct.
So 2 people will double dip per. This is why we play a game that just involves a d6 roll. Everyone.
You know,
The math is easy.
I missed the other die, but I love the simplicity of icons.
It's very nice.
All right. So Zach and Curtis give us rolls to see who gets. Whippet. Even when she's not gaming, she's the one that curses on the screen. Zach, please tell Anna it'll be okay.
Yeah. Completely unrelated to the dice roll, I assure you.
We all rolled 1s.
Let's
Reroll.
shall we go again?
See, this is what happens when Anna shows up. All the dice go to 1.
Even if she's not playing.
Hey, guys.
All right, Curtis. It looks like you have got
It's like
Whippet.
who is it?
Whippet. WHIPETTE.
Alrighty.
Tyler, would you like to read it?
I think it's going to be pronounced Whippet. Whippet. Jamie Brigg fights crime using high-tech whips and hacking skills. She used to fight crime with her older sister, Glowstick, until sibling drama broke them apart. Not the kind of Game of Thrones sibling drama. Regular, normal human sibling drama. We all
You
hope.
don't know that.
I said we all hope. Qualities. Whip it good. Family of supers. Too angry for her own good.
Why am I picturing a lesbian dominatrix for a villain?
Because there's whips involved.
I'm sorry.
Chris, you're bad.
Alright, so now it's down to Tarky and Zach for the last one.
Yep.
Give me a roll.
Oh, okay, yeah, 4.
Eh.
One. All right.
Alright, you get Snapdragon.
Euphoria is the princess of Rhinoom, an underground empire ruled by the descendants of dryads. As Rhinoom royalty, she has superhuman durability, leaf-like wings, a mind-bending fragrance, and her deadly staff. She adventures on the surface world to enjoy life before she must assume the mantle of rulership. Qualities: fighting is fun, royal diplomat, alien beauty.
Alright, so that's got Mike's characters divvied out. Let me see here. Who should be next? Alright, let's go ahead and do Tarkies.
Alright, I'll go ahead and say that I do not have them set up as organized as Mike, so I'm going to go ahead and, in the Discord where no one can see, type their names in a quick.
Well, I've got them where you've got the character sheets. Yeah, I can look at your list of character sheets and see the actual names.
Well, yeah, the names, yeah, but, like, as far as, like, the character descriptions that we just did,
Do you have character descriptions written up already?
not written up, no, that's the problem.
Oh,
I can give you the fast and short, though.
okay. Well, we'll just roll for them, and then you can tell the winner who they've got.
Now, we do have a problem, because I've technically already made the Nemesis of Unison.
You've made a nemesis. You can have multiple nemesis.
Alright.
Oh snap!
But if someone wants to... If they want to use the Nemesis that's already there, you're freely allowed to.
No, they gotta make it. They've got to make their own.
Yeah, it's right damn straight.
Yeah.
Alright.
It just means you've got the rogues gallery.
Alright. My champion tier, or premier tier, is Unison.
All right, so let's roll for units.
Yes!
Roll for it or
Zach's so happy to get Unison. I didn't know you hated him so much.
I don't hate Unison. I just want to hurt him.
Oh, and I need to roll for. This is the one that I need to start rolling
Yes,
for.
you'll
'cause
need to
I'm
roll
roll-
for
'cause
Mike.
I'm rolling for Mike. All right, Zachary, you have Unison. Taylor, give a quick description of Unison.
Unison is the strangest form of mental manipulator, as he can only create duplicates of himself mentally, and has kept his identity secret for years, training under his family, mostly a family of superheroes. Most distinguished is his father, the multi-dimensional man. To break away from his father, being a sidekick to his father, he moved to Manfred, and then joined a team called the Unknowns. His qualities are paranoia agent, upholding the family name, always a fly on the wall,
Now describe the fun part of Unison.
Fine. In an attempt to make sure no one can understand who Unison is, he always activates as a group of 6 superheroes named Unit, Night Shift, Impulse, Skywatch, Overshield, and Novice.
And they're all in their own bright primary color. His duplicator poses as a Super Sentai team.
Yeah. I am one person posing as 6 people posing as a super team.
It is
Awesome.
beautiful. All right, I wrote down the qualities: paranoia agent, always a fly on the wall, and what was the third?
Upholding the family name.
Gotcha.
Now, whoever gets these characters, the character's player should send them the stats so they have some idea of what they're working against.
Yeah.
You know, you're not looking to make somebody that's completely invincible when fighting their nemesis, but you want to make sure somebody can give them a run for their money, at least.
Mm-hmm.
An example would be, for Unison, would be Shuttersight, who is a blaster the same way that Unison is a blaster. But since Shuttersight is only one person and Unison can be 6, Shuttersight has a burst ability that hits in kind of a cone. So she could fight on par with 6 people because she could hit all 6 at once.
Mm-hmm. Oh, trust me, I have ideas.
I
already.
know. It's gonna be trouble.
All right, who's your next character there, Taylor?
The next character will be on the champion tier. Will be Slapshot.
All right, let's roll for a sec.
I've got nothing but.
All right, Mike, get Slapshot.
Alright, Slapshot, also known as Dwayne Freeman, 56-year-old ex-NHL player, who, at the age of 16, while performing a sick trick for his younger brother, broke his hockey stick. Didn't have much money, had to go to basically a yard sale that he stumbled upon, and found a hockey stick in a pile of rakes. Confused as to why it was there, he purchased it, only to have it speak to him. He is now the wielder of an enchanted hockey stick, claiming not to be a hockey stick. He has been he played 30 years in the NHL, retired, and is now heroing on the side as Slapshot.
That is the most Canadian thing I've ever heard.
Oh yeah.
So what are his qualities?
His qualities are, I don't know what my friend does. Always a sportsman. Gotta stick up for the little guys.
I was totally gonna go look at the stats, but you don't have them typed in yet.
Nope. I've got to put in all the stats for all these
Okay.
characters.
What I will probably do is once all the stats are in here, I'll set up the permissions so whoever's assigned to them can access it to look at them. Now, so Unison was your premier, so I'm assuming Slapshot is one of your champion tier?
Yes.
Okay. Who is your other champion tier?
My other champion tier. Sorry, every time I see him, I laugh. My other champion tier is Muck Boot.
Oh, God.
I think you talked to me about this one time.
Yeah, Muck Boot is a fun.
All right,
Fun
let's see who gets him.
Please be a 1. Thank God.
You don't want Muck. Oh, come on. I don't know why I'm upset. I'm not the one. I'm not the one that's got to make somebody for Muck Boot. Alright, so, yeah, 6 is high. Alright, who and what is Muckboot?
Muckboot is a. Let's take you back some years, and Muckboot was on the hunt out in the wilds of North America. As he was hunting with his rifle Old Bess, he was infiltrated and attacked by an unknown creature. As a continuous fight between the two hunters arose, he almost killed a child as he knocked an alien child. Let's explain this a little better, I'm sorry. Alien child. And now, as I say this, I will go to Muckboot's own statement. Well, we had fired about 16 shots at each other at this time. I'd knocked a boy down. I was about to take my shot, and then out of the wild, something came up. And it had to be invisible, because there's no way someone's sneaking up on me that fast. He's talking, I don't know what he's saying. And then suddenly, he throws something down, and then I can understand him. He goes, "Oh, great hunter." And I knew he knew me then, because, I'm a great hunter. He said, "Please spare my son," And he explained his son had an accident, thought he was supposed to kill me. It's a big hunting club they have. Said, you gotta out-hunt a hunter. Well, the son thought that meant he had to kill me. Just meant he had to take what I was hunting before I took it. So I joined their hunting club for free. It was great. But after hunting with them for years, I had to come back home. But it turns out they got some preservation technology that I ain't never seen before. It turns out humans are one of the only creatures out there in the great space that think with meat. So their preservation kept my meat good. So it's been a while since I've been back home. Muckboot is a hunter of unknown age.
I regret rolling a 1 now.
It's basically what if the events of The Predator happen to one hick in the woods.
So what does he do as far as,
He's a great hunter with basically one really neat alien gun. Because he's just been like the best hunter in this intergalactic hunting club. Because he knows all the ancient secrets of hunting. Because everyone else is using like UV and all this advanced hunting technology. He goes, yeah, it went that way. Just because he knows all the old tricks.
So he's kind of a skill guy with a super tech rifle.
Yeah, he's the skilled guy with some super alien tech, and all he really understands is super alien tech. He knows how, faster than light travel works. He doesn't know how a microwave works.
Because it's not something he dealt with.
Because it's not something aliens use. The qualities are, I'm so old, Hunter Supreme, and I don't know things.
Poor Mike. Alright.
Mike's gonna love this, don't worry.
Alright, so who have you got for your backup tier?
Alright. My backup tier, The Rocker. Who's gonna
Oh wait,
get
I've
The
doubled up,
Rocker?
so ignore my roll because I've doubled up, so I can't do this again.
Oh, you double dipped?
Yeah, I got
Who else
slap
did Mike get?
Mike got slap shot in Muckboot.
Muckboot.
Whatever. Alright, so we
So
got...
is it
It's the,
a 5, 4, and a 5?
yeah, so Curtis and Brian need to roll off.
Okay. Beat that.
Ah,
Alright, Turkey. Tell Curtis what he's won.
you've
Alright,
won.
Curtis. You have won The Rocker. also known as Danny Harder. Danny Harder is a lover of rock music, specifically punk rock.
Awesome.
But he prayed to any entity that would listen that he wanted rock to live forever. 3 gods showed up. And one of them being Hades.
Yeah.
And they struck a deal with him. And in his own words, well, I got the challenge of some guy named Sisyphus. I don't know who that Sisyphus is, but apparently he had some kind of rock challenge too. Danny Harder's challenge is he has to make a record that sells 100 million copies. But every time he starts recording the record, something happens to the recording studio, something deletes all the data off the CDs, some horrible thing happens that starts him all over again. So he's gone into the hero business with his enchanted axe. To get so popular as a hero, he can just have someone record a live show and it sell 100 million copies.
Awesome. That'll be a good one for me. My favorite music is like 90s punk and...
Yeah, he's a
Grunge
gangly
alternative.
kid that basically worships that era of music.
So what are his qualities?
Sweet.
Alright, quality 1 is that's not punk rock. Basically anything that ever happens that he doesn't agree with, he just goes, that's not very punk rock, and just will dive in. I already forgot the qualities I'd written down. I'm so sorry.
You got it written
That's
down?
not punk rock.
Have you got them written down
Wait,
somewhere?
what?
But you've got them written down
Yeah.
somewhere. Okay.
Don't worry. That's not punk rock. You don't like me, I don't like you. And pick up the pace. Danny Harder always wants to go harder.
So his enemy is really Kenny G. That's his nemesis.
All right. So that's got. That was your first backup.
Yep.
Who's your second backup?
J303.
All right, everybody roll. We have a 3. We have a 2. Oh, Curtis rolled first. Okay.
Yeah, well, I already doubled up on Mike, so
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think I can't double up on this one.
Had you? Who'd you get? Let's see.
I had Everlast and Whippet.
Alright, due to our bad math,
How does that work out math-wise?
everyone gets double dipped twice.
Okay, so
Because you can't have any of your own characters, so there's only 4 people to select from per player. But there's 6 characters per player.
3, 2, 1. Brian.
I'm a big loser anyway.
All right, who do I get?
All right, Tyler. Tell him who he gets.
You get J303,
Okay.
the smartest AI ever created by man. He's an AI that was made in a secret laboratory, and by secret, I mean a workshop that was supposed to build a robot to build toilet seats. J303 found out what job he was supposed to have, found out he may be the first sentient AI in the world, and left.
Okay.
So
He has a secret admiration for Launch, because he knows ain't nobody that smart except a robot. So he's trying to find a hero in this setting that already exists.
his
His
origin.
qualities are... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
The qualities are, I'm not human, I'm smart, I have plans, and secretly a loser.
He sounds like he's got Bender's origin from Futurama.
I know.
Well,
Found out he made suicide boosts and just couldn't hack it.
the other little thing about him is he knows he's based off the brain scans of the people that made him. So he kind of hates himself for being made from the people he doesn't like. Y'all were supposed to build a robot to build a toilet seat, and y'all built a sentient being. And then tried to make it build toilet seats. Y'all are jerks.
It's good, honest work. Alright, so that's... You got what, one more backup tier, I think?
Yes. So the last backup tier is patience.
Alright, so Zach's got a 1, Curtis has got a 5.
And I might be getting patient.
Oof. Brian throws down that hard 6.
I gotta have it.
Tell him about patience.
Patience Purdue is, for lack of a better term, the child of a cult. Kind of used in rituals and sacrifices and plenty of horrible things. Patience Purdue cannot see in the way that humans normally see. She can only see the souls of beings. She cannot see anything else. So, you know, she knows whether a person is good or evil. She knows where they are. She can't fist fight a person.
Got it.
She can kind of just see the vague outline and color of them, but she doesn't know if they're throwing a punch. She doesn't know if, you know. But she's named after what she needs, which is patience. Because despite being blind, she's trying to do literally everything. Because she wants to make sure no one else has to. Her qualities are, in God we trust, faith for the faithless, and don't leave me alone.
Got it.
And what kind of, just out of curiosity, what kind of powers does she have?
She'll more or less have X-ray vision, but only be able to detect people. And then a lot of prayer abilities, like boosting people and healing people.
Okay, so she's kind of a buff.
Yeah, she's
Support
kind of the support that sits in the ship and does battle meditation. Where are you? I'm about 30 minutes away from the fight. How are you going to help? Have some health.
Alright. So that is all of Tarky's.
Puppy!
That was somebody's puppy.
Yes, that was Wolfus Anubis.
Alright. Let's go to Zach's characters now.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
I'm on the spot.
Alright, we will start with your premier tier, which should be Recluse, I would think.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm saddened in my heart that I rolled a 3.
Wolfus, come on, buddy.
Oh, we just lost somebody. Oh, there he is. Well, I guess as long as we still got him in the chat would be all that matters. But anyway.
Yeah, I hit refresh on the browser accidentally.
Alright, so Brian got a 4. I got a 5 for Mike. Curtis got a 5. Taki got a 3. So it's a roll off between me and Curtis.
I had a villain planned for Recluse. I'm sad that I don't get to use her.
Like you'll
And
miss
it's another
Mr.
roll
Curtis
off.
needed a knife fight.
Wait, what'd you say?
I guess Jason and Curtis need to just have a knife fight.
Ooh, he just
We're
shivved
gonna have a
me.
knife fight.
Well, he just shivved the mess out of me then. All right, Zach, tell him about Recluse.
Excuse me. Oh, where to start with Recluse? Recluse is a poor, unfortunate soul, a mutant touched by vast, unknowable insect gods called the Crawling Gods. This has left him with a unpleasant appearance, looking like a gigantic bipedal bug man, and has forced him to be and early on he was an outcast from the rest of decent society because of his freakish appearance. But after the events of the first season, he's become essentially the face of the mutant community of Manford, and maybe the world at large.
And the face of the unknown.
Yeah, true.
You were the one doing the talk show circuit.
Yep. But his power loadout is essentially Spider-Man. Wall crawling, swinging from webs, web binding, a danger sense, and he can also enter the dimension of the crawling gods, but only through dark corners and shadows. His qualities are that weird guy from the news, blessed by the crawling god, justice for the forgotten.
What was that last one you fizzed out on me?
Justice for the forgotten.
I only ask, please, no Venom knockoff for him. Never a big fan.
Will not be a Venom knockoff.
All right. Who's your champion? Pick one of your champion tier guys.
Let's go with Wolf Witch.
All righty. I rolled a 4 for Wolf Witch.
And this time I should not be rolling for reals, right? So the double dip twice now.
Right, I think that's how it works out.
Oh, wait, I have not double dipped twice. I lied.
I was trying to think of what else you double dipped on.
I'm a liar.
And a cheater on dice. Oh, we're going to have to watch you
I'm a
close.
cheater on dice.
All right, looks like Brian got that one.
I did. All right.
Behind the counter of Trishik's occult book and supply store is the unassuming form of Wendy Trishik. 5'6", decked out in tie-dye hippie chic with eyes that give away her poor sleeping habits. One would be forgiven for mistaking Wendy Trishik for no one remarkable, no one special, no one dangerous. This is a mistake. Wendy Trishik is well into her second century of life, sustained by her mastery of the mystic arts. Wendy is an heir to the ancient magical traditions dating that made the Black Forest of Germany their home in the 12th century. Born to ancestral enemies in the early 1800s, Wendy has been many things over the course of her long life. An outcast, a folk hero, doom of demons and wicked warlocks alike. Though if one were to ask, Wendy would answer truthfully. Her many deeds were often a matter of circumstance, stamping down a rival in pursuit of the same goal as her, who simply had crueler methods than her own, typically. Still, in the measure of things, Wendy has, or hopes that she has, done more good than ill. As the world seems to be perched on a knife's edge recently, she's taken an active interest in the defense of the good and the innocent. Using her great skill as a shapeshifter and mage, Wendy has taken the name Witchwolf as her moniker, striking fear into the hearts of evil.
Hey, can you send me another invite?
Her powers are, your basic spell casting with a particular focus on animal transformations, damage reducing wolfskin cloak, and her qualities are vendor of wares profane and mundane, been around a long time, master of secret magics.
Good.
And who do we have up next?
Boogeyman.
Please tell me it's Disco Dance.
If he's a dancer, El Flamenco would make another appearance. Alright, so what do we got here? Brian got a 3, Turkey got a 4, Curtis got a 5, and I got a 3. So this one goes to Curtis.
This time I'm double dipping for real. What's the name of the character again?
Boogeyman.
Oh, yeah.
Jack never intended for Boogeyman to be a thing. He's just a peaceful guy trying to get by in his little five-block section of the world. Wake up, say hi to his neighbors, go to work at Lowe's, hit the bar, go home, rinse and repeat. But life gets funny. His little 5-block section started getting rough. Rising unemployment led to poverty, which led to crime, which led to a diseased class seeing fertile soil to plant itself in. He tried his best to ignore it, but more and more he saw good people do stupid things if it meant rent getting paid and evil people running roughshod over the defenseless. Then came the night his neighbor Mr. CO was getting mugged, right below his apartment window 2 floors down. The cops would take forever getting to the poverty-stricken area like here. Mr. CO was old, too old to put up a proper fight against 3 bruisers. So Jack did something stupid, like he had a lot before. He grabbed a Louisville slugger, tossed on a balaclava and a sturdy trench coat before quickly bolting down the fire escape. He dealt a savage beating to the thugs, surprise on his side as he declared, "I'm the boogeyman, assholes!" routing them in second. This marked the start of his career as the local vigilante, trying to keep a step ahead of the criminals and costume nut bars looking to claim a hero hide up their cred. Over time, he steadily improved his costume with various military surplus gear, and bits looted from some of the more well-equipped criminals he'd taken down. Still, his main arsenal remains a trusty baseball bat and various homemade surprises. Things did start to quiet down some, though. A little bit of hope has been brought back to his little section of the world. People not so afraid to go out at night, with a weirdo with a thoroughly patchwork trench coat and a motorcycle helmet having their backs if things get hairy.
What are his qualities?
Tough SOB, paid attention in high school chemistry like a nerd, regular dude in an irregular world.
Sweet.
He sounds good in street level.
Yep.
Alright, let's see. That was Wolf Witch, Boogeyman. So we've got, 3 more of yours?
Yep. I'm sorry.
Alright, so Boogeyman was one of your champion tier?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm so wanting to take Boogeyman to the looking glass since he's a street level guy.
Alright, who's your next one?
Whirlwind Jack.
Alright, now Curtis, you've double dipped on...
Yeah, so this
Zach
time I
took him.
really don't roll. Or do I?
That's right, you've double dipped twice. Okay.
Knife fight, Jason.
Alright.
You shit the heck out of me, Jason.
Alright, so Mike gets Whirlwind Jack.
I'll be right back, guys.
When Jack Fancy's powers manifested in his youth, he thought he had finally caught a lucky break. Born into inescapable poverty, Jack had previously had 2 options ahead of him. A life of overworked menial drudgery to barely scrape by, or to die in the gutter. But when his punches started kicking up dust devils and gusts of wind strong enough to flip a car, a 3rd option appeared. Toss on a costume and make bank as the supercriminal Whirlwind Jack. For the first few months of his career, Jack Fancy was riding high. Knocking over gas stations and banks in a part of the country mostly unaccustomed to superpowered antics was easy as pie. Until it wasn't. Zigging instead of zagging during his final robbery netted Jack a bullet in his hip and 15 years behind bars. Released after only 12 years for good behavior with a new outlook on life, Jack had a brand new purpose. A decade of self-reflection and many hours in the prison library, Jack exited prison as a changed man. He dedicated his life to helping kids in the same situation he grew up in, trying to steer them away from a life of crime, volunteering at community centers and setting up nonprofits to get them the resources they needed to not simply survive, but thrive in a way he never had the opportunity to. And sometimes, just sometimes, people means putting on a cheap tracksuit and giving bullies and criminals a 1-2 knockout. His qualities are, knows how a bad guy thinks, sucker for a sob story, good with kids.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I think Brian stepped away for a second.
Oop.
Oh, I guess I should be jotting down whose characters these are. Alright, let's see. You've got what? 2 left?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna get one eventually.
You not gotten one yet?
Not from Zach.
Oh.
I really did want him to get Recluse.
Well, it happens.
Yeah.
Alright. So anybody had, or I should say, out of the characters y'all got, has anybody just had a villain pop in fully formed when they hear something on the hero?
Not yet.
Well,
But I've got some good.
do what now?
I got some good ideas.
I'll have to admit I'm curious to see what Zach comes up with for Unison, since he's apparently been thinking about it.
It's basically Finster from the first season of Power Rangers.
I would have to go back and see who that is. Alright, so give us your next one, Zach.
Excuse me.
The vape
The
cloud.
Giant.
Giant? Oh, Frost Giant, okay.
Yeah.
Three-way knife fight. Three-way knife fight.
Reroll?
Two-way knife fight. Two-way knife fight. One-way knife fight.
Alright, tell Brian about Frost Giant.
The great grandson of the frost giantess Scala and a very brave man. Marnut Kristoff is a hard-drinking, hard-fighting, herb-gardening force of nature. Easily mistaken for a mutant at 7'1", with bright blue skin and hair and preternatural shrink. Marnut works as a nightclub bouncer and security guard after his career as a pro wrestler went bust. You body slam a guy hard enough to collapse the ring one time, and suddenly you're a liability, apparently. Marnut takes great pride in his Jolton heritage, leading to complex feelings regarding Chris Hemsworth. He's also not one to suffer the weak and cowardly. One would initially think that this is the makings of a supervillain, and under a different set of circumstances, Marnut could have become a terrible force of evil. But in Marnut's view, the single most cowardly thing a person could do is to turn their power, whatever form that takes, against the powerless. If a person doesn't have the spine to take a shot at someone in their own weight class, it's clear to Marnut that that person is lower than the most vital worm. After the whole mind control and attempted conquest of the United States by a weird dude with a weirdly Marnut decided to turn his unique talents, the ability to turn into a 25-foot tall giant, to pro-social ends. And by pro-social, he means making sure that anyone who wants to take over the world can at least beat him in a straight fight. When not kicking ass and taking names, Marnute enjoys tending to his windowsill herb garden, reading classical literature, and volunteers at the Humane Society. His qualities are ancient blood in my veins, all eyes on me, one hell of a right hook.
Got it.
I totally see Chris Hemsworth showing up as a villain. All right, who you got left, Zach? I think we're down to your last one.
Yep. Starbound.
All right. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Zach should have been double dipped by 2 people already, right?
As it were.
Well, let's see. I've got from Mike. I got Whirlwind Jack from him. That's the only Zach one I picked up.
Now, unless I'm confused, Recluse and Boogeyman are the 2 I got, right?
Okay, so you have double dipped on Zach then.
Yeah, I have double dipped.
Okay. So has anybody?
This is the last character.
Technically, we should have one person that doesn't have a character assigned, or
Yeah.
or
I got Wolf Witch, Frost Giant.
Okay. You have Wolf Witch and Frost Giant.
Okay, so you have double dipped on Zach. So
Okay, so 2 people have double dipped, which means this last character can only go to me.
I have not double dipped. Or Mike has not double dipped. So Mike could roll for it. Oh, you mean counting Mike getting this guy?
Presumably, everyone should get 1 character to make a villain for. And then there were 2 double dips. How the system's working.
Okay.
This is the last character, and I don't have any from Zach.
I
So
think
by the
he's asking, can he just have him?
No. By the rules we stated, I am forced to take this one.
Okay. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
yeah, the way I understood it,
Yeah.
it's got to go to him.
The
So
rolling
what was
didn't
the
work
name
out
again?
that way, but that's not. Yeah. Carry on.
All right.
Yeah, what was this character's name?
Starbound.
Like the Steam game?
I guess?
Yeah. I was just making a joke.
I don't really play a lot of Steam
It's
games
cool.
at the moment.
That's cool.
I'm sad.
I didn't mean to make you sad. Tell me all about your little Starbounder.
Mankind is not alone in this universe. This is a simple fact of life that the people of Earth came to accept decades ago with on and off contact with strangers from the stars, of ill intent or not. One of these extraterrestrials, Quasha, has spent much of their lives traveling the stars, exploring world after world, looking for something to give their life meaning. The short, gray-scaled alien didn't find it on Earth, and frankly would rather be somewhere else. But with their ship permanently grounded thanks to a malfunctioning power core that won't be repairable on Earth for another century at best. Still, Earth isn't the worst place to be stuck forever. Its landscapes are diverse, the local sentients are amusing, and the food easily places a low 6 on the galactic culinary scale. Also, dogs are a thing on this planet, so that's a win. Quasha gets by working as a custodian at one of the local high schools. The human larval forms don't give them too much guff, and it's not the worst work, even if people are always asking them why they don't work as an engineer, as if owning a spaceship made you an expert on how to slap one together. Then there's Quasha's other job, well, hobby. On their off hours, Quasha suits up in their near indestructible spacesuit to battle crime and intervene in disasters, using the powerful psychic and telepathic abilities common among their species. Because, really, you gotta do something to kill time, and helping these people, well, worse ways to spend the rest of your life. Qualities are Psychic Titan, Physical Shrimp. Been around the cosmos a time or two. Owns a broken down, gently used spaceship.
Alright, what was the second one?
Been
On
around
quality.
spin around the cosmos a time or two.
All right.
All right, so that should be all of Zach's then.
Yes, sir.
So we should be on to Brian's now.
Okay. So let's start with Titan Red. Titan Red.
Zach, looks like you got Titan Red.
Yay.
Okay, Titan Red is when Titan Red fell to Earth, the government thought it was a meteor. They later apologized for shelling him with tanks as he climbed out of his impact crater, and he apologized for smashing their tanks. He and the general laugh about it together now, and Titan Red plays Santa at the base Christmas party every year since. His qualities are former interstellar gladiator, tough as they come and not as dumb as I look. He is a giant sort of alien. His powers are leaping and damage resistance, and he's very good at bringing.
And he has a freakish strength, if I remember.
He's a friend of what?
I say he has a freakish strength, if I remember.
Yes, he's a powerhouse. Yep, for sure.
All right, what are his qualities?
His qualities are former interstellar gladiator,
Oh,
tough as they come, and not as dumb as I look.
that's right. You read those off. I don't know what I was thinking.
Tough.
All right, so that one went to Zachary.
All right, that's my premier tier. My champion tier. All right, starting the champion tier. Begin with Pendulum.
Pingello.
Oh,
Yes.
Looks like Zachary got that one too.
Okay. Pendulum is a robot from the distant future who came back to the past to save that future. However, his memory was wiped by the temporal jump, so now he fights crime with remaining powers, hoping his systems reboot his memory someday soon so that he can remember why he was sent to the past. Being very clearly a non-human robot, Pendulum exists on the fringes of society. However, he does work for a private organization where he can, have a little peace and quiet on his off hours. His qualities are obviously non-human, erased memory, and powered by temporal energy. It's Pendulum.
all right. Could you repeat his qualities one more time?
Sure. Qualities are obviously non-human, erased memory, and powered by temporal energy.
Thank you.
I'm enjoying how in this storyline, aliens were a fairly new thing in season 1, and now season 2, it's like we have a government agency to handle mutants and some alien stuff, and suddenly all the aliens come out and go, "What's going on?
What's up, yo?
Oh, we're legal now? We're here."
All right. The next champion tier is. Sure, I got that right. Yeah, next champion tier is the Monkey.
The Monkey King.
The Monkey King,
I'm always one to take Sun Wukong.
aka Hanuman. Okay.
I think I got him.
All right, great. So the Monkey King claims to have awakened 10,000 years of mystical slumber, and now the warrior god has returned to bring his ancient style of justice to this new world. There's a lot of catching up to do. His qualities are Warrior's Code of Honor, make amends to the mortal world, or essentially being a really crappy god in the ancient world, and Diminished Divinity. His powers are essentially magic and immortality.
All right.
That's the Monkey King. Okay. Next, we're down to backup tier. All right. First among the backup tier is Jade Dragon,
Jade Dragon.
aka Tavius Wu.
Go hard.
And I'm not gonna lie, he's essentially Iron Fist analog.
Wait, hold on. Zach, did you roll?
I doubled up already
Yeah, he's
on
already doubled
Brian
up.
already.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So I guess Tarky's got this one in.
Okay, so the Jade Dragon is an artist and newest inheritor of an ancient mystical legacy of the Jade Dragon. He pretty much uses his martial skill to combat the organized crime in his local neighborhood. His qualities are secrets of the martial arts, arduous training and testing, and awakened E. Unsurprisingly, given the cheap ripoff he is, his powers are strike and healing, usable on himself and others, so he can take to heal himself, or he can use his chi to heal others. Martial arts master.
All right, can you go through his qualities one more time?
Sure. Secrets of the martial arts, arduous training and testing, and awakened chi.
All right.
Alrighty. The next in the backup tier is Deadeye. Deadeye.
Dan?
What? Sorry, I hit the wrong button, obviously. What the hell?
Well, the first dice that came up was a 5, so we'll just say you got a 5.
Okay.
Okay, Deadeye. He is a former member of the Faces gang. He plies his trade dressed in a black business suit, it's essentially a kabuki mask. He is a living weapon, producing all manner of weapons to fight crime. His other power is essentially danger sense. His qualities are intensive training, living weapon, shady past. He's a former member of this Faces gang, which is a notorious criminal.
Okay.
And his power is essentially he turns anything. Okay. Next.
So kind of bullseye like.
No, it's Deadeye. Dead.
I'm just saying, he sounds a little bit like bullseye.
Deadeye. Okay. And finally, in the backup tier is Signal. Signal is a telepathic wanderer from another dimension who punched through the metadimensional layer membrane into this one and possessed a country western singer. He was a hero at home, and now he is a vagrant here. He's essentially a cowboy telepath. His powers are telepathy, mental resistance, I'm sorry, telepathy with the Mind Blast and Mind Probe extras. His qualities are: I know what you're thinking, matchless mind, and brains brawn. That is Signal.
All right. So who's left that's rolling for this one? Because I haven't gotten one from Brian yet.
I think that's all I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Let's see. My double dip was Monkey King and J Dragon.
And I got Titan Red and Pendulum.
All right, so
Yeah,
that's
that's
two double.
yours.
That's two double dips, and then Curtis got
I got Deadeye.
Okay, so this guy will go to Mike. So Signal. So that leaves us with Curtis's characters?
Woohoo!
Alright, Curtis. Who is your primary? your
My
premier.
champion one,
Your
my
premier.
premier is I guess it's gonna have to be Lion Shark just because he's my favorite. Britain Bruce Brody was born with destructive earth powers, super strength, and shark eye invulnerability. Unfortunately, the self-identified shark, whatever that means, is not quite right in the head. Childhood trauma forever left goofy, fun-loving Bruce a mess. Lion Shark has a good heart, but he's reckless, terrified of open water, and loaded with quirks. His earthquakes can be triggered by panic attacks and other strong emotions. This has gotten him into so much trouble that a court order passes him around to be supervised by various super teams for training and babysitting duties. Let's hope they will teach him self-control and responsibility. Maybe they can at least keep him out of trouble. Bruce doesn't mind. He's content to let his teammates do most of the thinking. He's exactly where he wants to be, having the time of his life fighting evil and being a hero. And, obviously he's got earth control, damage resistance, and strength. His quirks are dim-witted lug, can't swim, afraid of open water, and I'm a shark. Frequently uses shark in sci-fi movie quotes.
Alright, I think, let's see. Zach, I believe you won Street Shark.
Yes, sir.
My cursor in the right spot because I'm using two screens here. Okay. And my first champion tier, I will just tell you right off. I didn't write much of a summary for that. This guy, Toss-Up, is a cross basically between Nightwing and Longshot. Formerly Spike the Kid Crusader, a sidekick of the Black Avenger, unhappily divorced from former teammate Cygnus. He has a gadgeteer using non-lethal gadgets, binding gun, swinging stuff, and knockout grenades. He's got probability control, pretty high probability control, and some martial arts specialties. Also, one level in multiverse theory. And for quirks, I did put down determined to be the ideal hero, but I haven't fleshed out other actual workable icons quirks for him yet.
Alright, let's roll and see who gets him. Looks like Mike gets him. So that was Toss-Up.
Lost words. I guess I hadn't transferred my description to this one, so it may not be too articulate. My other champion one is the Comet, Andrew Billy. Basically, he is the son of the original great grandson, because now it's been 20 years since I created this character. Great grandson of the original Comet from the 1930s, who mysteriously disappeared during the McCarthy witch hunts and stuff like that. His powers are flight, and he's invulnerable while he flies. He's got a fast attack. He flies faster than he can control, so he tends to clip buildings. And because he's invulnerable when he flies, he might try hovering when he's inside doing a fight, but will always crash land. He basically took on the mantle of the Comet to kind of track down what's happening to his family, because once he discovered his heritage, he learned that the original Comet's family had disappeared, because he's basically like one of those illegitimate Comet bastards that were left behind by the original Comet. And after he discovered his heritage, he learned that his estranged families started to disappear as well, so he's trying to track that down. And he's also impulsive and hot-headed.
Now I have got the little summaries that you put on Discord here. You want me to post those in the chat?
Sure, if you want, that'd be great. Some of these, I may have already loaded some of them right. Yes, he did.
Yeah, back on the 24th of last month.
Right.
All
I was trying to pull up my character sheets.
So who you got up next?
The next one is Jay Ramirez. He could go by Saint Moon, could go by the Brujo, but he just goes by Jay. Thiago Santo Ramirez Luna sees himself as an artist, musician, and lover. He also happens to be a Brujo. The last of two fading lines of Brujeria magic, he's ignored his powers because he's haunted by the spirit of his great-grandmother, Edita. Once a very powerful Bruja, his bisabuela periodically possesses Jay to frolic among the living. He immigrated from Las Mochas. See, he's also an alien. In hopes of finding a way to expunge the spirit of Edita and to better understand his powers if he finds the time. Dating Landshark hasn't helped him with either, but it has opened him to a world of adventure armed with paints, guitar, and a thermos of authentic Mexican tequila. Jay occasionally ventures out on his own to fight evil. His green card's expired, but he seems to have fallen through the cracks.
Wait, somebody dated Landshark?
Let's roll to see who gets him.
Oh, yes.
and the funny part is, in the game that these characters are from, the other characters are kept telling Landshark he could do better.
What was his name again?
This character, Jay Ramirez. And his grandmother, when she possesses him, is obsessed with shoes. So when he's possessed, he ends up usually in high heels.
What's his powers?
His powers are basically he is a Brujo, which means magic. He has danger sense, magic level of 8, but it's unstable. He has a low level speak with the dead and smoke form to protect himself. His quirks are he's 100% savage if somehow defending Landshark, who obviously would not need it. He's also not a hero. He didn't sign up for this magic shit. And he is extremely charming with an irresistible smile.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, who you got for us next?
Next one is Dojo Loach, who never actually had a real name. Part-time thug, part-time hero. Doesn't matter the gang that he ran with, but it was originally called the Red Dragons. He was tutored by the evil Dr. Fishmine. Dojo Loach, organized crime, hero nature makes little sense to most, but it's about order for the Loach. She uses life on both sides to maintain order and the safety in the dangerous streets where he grew up. No one can resist the dance of the Dojo Loach. And that might not make sense to you, but if you're a fish person, if you've ever seen a Dojo Loach in a tank, they're like a white eel type fish, and they just wiggle up and down the walls of the tank. It's kind of cool. His quirks are misogynistic, arrogant, and the world must have order. He is potentially part Atlantean, but he just really doesn't know or care. He's got martial arts, water combat, with aquatic skills. He's not really stretchable, but he has elasticity to, imitate the Loach and the Loach fighting style.
So it's not that he stretches, but he bends in ways that isn't normal. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Three
so
of us
it's a
rolled
three-way
four,
knife.
so
Yeah, three-way knife fight.
Target looks like you got him.
Yep.
Dojo Loach.
And I think that leaves one of yours left.
Yes, it does.
There's a 4 and a 4. And a 4 and a 2. So everybody but me re-rolls. Alright, Target, you got this one too? Oh, wait a minute. Do I have one from... Yeah, I got toss-up. Okay.
And I'm still working on getting Immodan straightened out with his points and stuff.
Okay.
The concept was kind of goofy, and transferring it to icons is weird,
Taking a
but
little
it's
work.
working. Yeah, but he's going to be cool. His name is Immodan. Is Vesper Ignis an angel, a demon, or a fifth-dimensional fugitive that's putting us all on? Probably a fifth-dimensional fugitive. Obviously, not an actual Judeo-Christian figure. He tells a lot of conflicting stories about his history and home. The immortal fire angel claims to be one of the youngest of his kind, possesses extra-dimensional perception, flight, limited shape change, and can call his fiery mace. New to the third dimension, he is fascinated by what his senses experience in this world. He is also a big fan of fire, basically pyromaniac. And for the concept, did any of y'all ever watch the old Carl Sagan Cosmos show?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Basically, he is a fourth or fifth dimensional figure, and the concept of how his powers work are, do you remember the episode where he had the apple visiting the two-dimensional village? He basically would cut the apple and stamp it onto the paper and say, well, this is how the people see him. But when he moves, cuts it again and says, this is what they see. So basically, his appearance, he's got limited shape change. He's always going to look basically the same, but he might could technically change gender or ethnicity or age, whatever, but it's still going to be him. The wings might disappear. The wings might look like angel wings. They might look like devil wings. And like I said, he's got perception based on he sees things differently because he's the apple on a flat table.
I'm with you.
And basically he's a fugitive from his home dimension, and he would look like a cat sleeping under the covers on a made bed when they come looking for him. And that's also his excuse for why his stories change, because he communicates differently depending on what level he's at.
All right. And... Oh yeah, Tarky got. We already rolled for that one anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So is that everybody's characters? Because we did Mike's first, then Taylor's, then Zach's, then Mike. All right. So that should be all the characters assigned.
Everybody should have 6 characters. Double check, make sure.
1, 2, 3,
have-
4. I've got 5 somehow.
Yeah, I got 5 too.
I've got 6.
I've got 8.
I do believe someone double dipped more than twice then.
Yeah. I've got 8.
Start naming them off.
Sure. Independence Ray, Serpent Boy,
Alright, pause. Was that a double dip?
Those were both
Those-
from Mike, I believe.
Yeah, that was my double dip.
Okay, there's one double dip.
Yep. And then I had J303 and Patience Purdue.
That's 2 double dips.
Yep. Then I had Wolf Witch and Frost Giant
That's 3 double dips.
and J Ramirez.
Alright, so you double dip one more time than
All right.
was necessary to make it fair.
So
Got it.
I'm sitting at 5, and Zach, you're sitting at 5.
Yes, sir.
But everybody else has got 6 or more.
Right, so somebody should probably take Wolf Witch and Frost Giant.
Well, you would keep one of those. It's just the double dipping. So I guess Frost Giant was the one you shouldn't have rolled for. So me and Zach will roll off for. Well, no, Frost Giant is Zach's, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Mike will get Frost Giant. All right. So that's got Mike at 6.
Okay. That puts me at 7. 2. No, I'm at 6.
Tyler, how many do you have?
Alright. I have Anyone, Starbound, Monkey King and J Dragon, which is a
Double dip.
double dip, and Dojo Loach and Imodan, which is a double dip.
Okay. Curtis, how many do you have?
I have 6.
Well, 6 is what he should be sitting at.
Right.
Did we get everybody? Did we miss a character somewhere, maybe?
I feel like we may have missed a character.
Alright, let's see. Curtis had Landshark, Toss Up, the Comet, Dojo Loach. Jay,
Yeah.
Madan. Let's see. Wolf Witch, Boogeyman, Wolfman Jack, Frost Giant, Starbound, Quash, or whatever that guy's name. Oh no, that's Starbound. Everlast.
Zach. Did you get Toss Up?
No, I do not have toss up.
Who got Toss Up?
Mike's got Toss Up.
Okay.
Alright, here, let's see. All right, I'm gonna quickly go down a list of the character names. Whoever's got the character, just say check, so we just make sure somebody has got him. Recluse.
I've got him. Check. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Patience. Now I remember us rolling for patience.
If somebody had patience,
I got patience.
Okay. Slap shot.
Oh, does no one have Slapshot?
Somebody had Slapshot.
Thought it was Mike that had Slapshot.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe it was me
Mike
that didn't
had
write one down.
I think Mike had Slapshot.
All right, then. And Zach, you're the one that's short.
Yes, sir.
Oh wait, no, here's Slapshot. My bad. It is on my list.
All right, let's keep going down the list then, trying to figure it out.
J303.
That's me.
Muck Boot.
How is it so hard for you to say that?
I don't know. I just keep wanting to say Muckbot. I
Like
remember
it's
that
a real
oh my
thing.
gosh.
I remember that somebody got him, but I don't remember who it was.
Unfortunately, it was not me.
Curtis, did you have Muck Boot?
I do not. I've got Boogeyman and
Oh,
Recluse.
never mind. Muck Boot's mine. Or Mike's. Let me pull my list over here where I'm looking at it while I'm going down this list. All right. The Rocker.
I've got the Rocker.
Starbound.
I've got Starbound, check.
Frost Giant, I've got. Whirlwind Jack, I've got. Boogeyman.
Well, I've got Boogeyman.
Wolf Witch.
That's me.
Let's see. So that's. Pendulum.
Check.
The Monkey King.
Check.
Signal is mine, or Mike's. Jade Dragon.
Check.
Titan Red.
Check.
Deadeye.
Check.
Land Shark.
Check.
Can't get over that guy.
Here, let me see. Yep, that's Zach's. Where did I? Oh, there he is. Okay. So, I said Land Shark. Toss Up, which is one of Mike's. The Comet. Who has the Comet?
I believe we may have found ours.
Huh?
Alright, Zach.
I went too fast.
Alright, Zach, take the Comet. And that should have us all even, right?
So everyone's got 6 now.
Alright. Alright, so that has got the villains, or the heroes divvied out to make villains. The next step are features for the setting. Things like super spy organizations or criminal organizations, alternate species, law enforcement organizations. You know, there's a whole big old list of them. With a random roll to see who gets assigned what.
All right.
I will let
there's
Mike.
another.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's another big thing about features we can either specify or just disregard it.
What's
That's up
that?
to you. The player then invents a feature within that category linked to one of the premier or champion heroes.
That's right.
So when you create a feature, if we're doing it by the book, you connect it to one of the champion or premier heroes.
Okay. Doesn't necessarily have to be one of yours. Does it? Let's see here.
Well, then that comes down to the creativity and agreement of players.
The hero's player can help determine how that feature is linked.
If you wanted to use someone else's hero, you'd have to probably get their agreements to it.
Mm-hmm. All right. I will probably let Mike roll them himself later.
All right.
Let's see. Everybody rolls 4 times. So I'm going to start. I'm going to run y'all in the order that you appear on my screen. All right, so Zach, roll for your first feature, and it's you roll 2d6. You don't add them together though; it's just separate.
So
All right.
5 and a 2.
So 5 and 2, high society. Let me see what it says. High society, even in a world where a woman can lift a city bus, money and influence have power. This feature deals with the elite of society, the billionaires, the captains of industry, the posh, and the royal. So you could make, that could be anything from you create your own billionaire philanthropist to you create a club that the ultra rich hang out at to, some secret organization, of the rich. Just whatever you can come up with that fits in that category.
I can work with that.
Tarky, give me a roll.
2d6.
Correct.
4 and 5.
All right, 4, 5. Glimpse of the future.
Sure.
This feature has its origins in the future, perhaps as a supporting character who has traveled back in time, or an entire location that has been time switched with its own future version. There may be a prophecy waiting to be fulfilled, with a linked hero as part of it. Glimpse of the future. Alright. Brian, 2d6.
Yes, sir. Let's see.
5 and 4. Organization, law enforcement.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Alright, so organization, law enforcement. In a world of superpowers, the criminal justice system defends society via 2 separate yet equally important groups: the police, who investigate crimes, and the special operations groups, who handle superpowered offenders.
Bum, bum, bum.
So that could be, the science police or S.H.I.E.L.D. or...
The science. Gotcha.
Alright, Curtis.
Okay.
A 3 and a 2. Organization, space.
Ooh.
Let's see. What is organization? In your universe, is your universe protected by a galaxy-spanning core of superpowered defenders, or has Earth cobbled together a starlit defense against invaders from outer space? So it could be, the Green Lantern Corps, or S.W.O.R.D. out of Marvel, or anything that involves an it could be a criminal organization in space. Just as long as it's organized and in space. All right, Zach, roll for your second one.
2 and 6.
Armed forces. National forces like the Army and Navy have had to adapt to in a world of superpowers, and there are also multinational and paramilitary organizations that regularly interact with the world of supers as well. So that could be a special branch of an actual military or a militia or just about anything.
Oh.
I think mercenaries would probably fit in there.
Those are paramilitary organizations.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I did say
Yeah.
paramilitary. That's right. All right, Tarky, roll for your second one.
Three and two.
3 and 2.
Space organization.
Another space organization.
All right, so we are allowed to double up on them.
Yes.
All right.
All right, Brian.
All right. 2, 6. 1 and 6.
Persecution.
Nice.
No, persecution is not nice. Even in a comic book universe, persecution rears its ugly head. See, ugly head.
I'm offended.
Whether it's a prejudice against a particular form of origin, mutants for example, or a smear campaign against a friendly neighborhood hero waged by a zealous newspaper man who doesn't like him. So, you know, you could easily tie that to a particular hero
I gotcha.
or a group of beings. You know, all these aliens are popping up. Maybe people don't like aliens. Who knows?
I'm with you. I like it. Okay, good.
All right, Curtis.
Two.
6 and a 3. Family ties. A superhero's life is more than just fighting crime. This feature is a location, a supporting character, an object, or other setting element that is connected to the linked hero's family.
All right.
All right. Zach, roll for your third.
6 and a 3.
Also family ties.
Hmm.
Tarky got a 1 and a 2. Organization. Super spy.
Super spies. I think I know who's gonna get that.
Considering that's basically what you were talking about at the end of season 1.
Yep.
Brian.
All right, here we go.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Mysteries of the Mind. Psionic, psychic, and mental power are some government laboratories where ESP experiments are conducted to secret societies of mental masters. So something psychic related. It's very
Yep.
open-ended. One thing I will point out that was revealed towards the end of the first season, in this setting, you know, you have the birthright origin that can cover a variety of things. Mutants are, of course, included in that. In this setting, you also have a race of psychics.
Okay.
They cannot be detected through, genetic testing. They are a secret people. They are very big on keeping themselves secret.
Okay.
Unison is one. The Multidimensional Man was one. They interacted with a hero named Foresight. That Foresight leads the Mutant Underground. You know, he passes himself off as a mutant.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what he went into when he more or less started retiring from the hero game.
Gotcha.
There's also a villain called Hindsight, true is one.
Yes, that is true. He's a bitter old man.
He's
But,
a very bitter old man.
So if you want to tie that in there, there's that secret race. Or you could do, MK Ultra or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay.
Alright, so that was Brian. He got Mysteries of the Mind. Curtis. Four. And one. Monsters.
Ooh.
Vampires, werewolves, and mummies. Giant city-destroying kaiju. The world is a far stranger place than you think. So you just introduced some kind of monster into the setting.
Some kind of monster.
You know.
Now, I have a question.
Mhm.
Are these... We're rolling for these campaign setting stuff. Which book is this out of?
I'm just doing this out of the basic assembled edition.
Okay. And it's not that I don't play Icons. We just always had so much material of our own stuff that we made up that we never used some of those rules.
Mhm.
So, gotcha. So I thought I might have to go back and look at it later for clarification.
Alright, that's three. Okay. So now the last one for everybody. Zach?
Alright, for the most part, though, these features are going to be things you make. It's just they have to fit kind of in a category.
Yeah.
4 and 1.
Monster.
Monsters.
So just made a Zach keep copying people.
I can re-roll if y'all want me to. I wouldn't mind.
No. You
No,
can have
no,
more
you
than one
should.
type of monster.
We can have kaijus and vampires in
Yeah.
the city. It works.
And it can be
You can
an
make-
individual monster like a specific kaiju. Or a
Right.
race
Yeah.
of them. Like,
One of your
Slender
deep
Mans.
crawling gods escaped.
And she's
She just
breeding.
wants a. She just wants a bagel. They don't have them there.
Unfortunately, her egg sac fell off while she was here, so she went back home. But now, her babies are running all over the place. It's a race of telepathic spiders.
Oh, now I know.
They all form together to make one human size. Spiders, man.
You guys are right.
No, I was thinking more like Rick and Morty. We had that one world with the giant psychic spiders. But that world had really nice ice cream because the universe balances things. All right, Tarky, give me a roll.
Alright, let's see what this last one is. 3 and 1.
Cosmic entities.
Ooh. It's gonna be a.
Let's see. No, that's occult entities. Beings of unimaginable cosmic power, rivaling the gods. Super powerful aliens, world devourers, giant, implicable beings, surrounded by crackling Kirby radiation.
Alright.
Kirby radiation.
It specifies Kirby. Now that I think about it, though, he is the one that probably came up with the look for a lot of Marvels.
Oh yeah.
Or, the early ones, at least. Maybe not the one that looked like Whoopi Goldberg that popped up later, but it was Power Pack. I don't know that they ever used her anywhere else.
Power Pack was awesome.
All right, Brian. What is your last feature?
Righty. Ready.
4 and 4. Ancient secrets.
No, yes.
Mm.
Secret societies, or even entire cultures, hidden from the eyes of the modern world. Nova Roma, Ultima Thule, the Sisterhood are examples they give. So they could be things like Atlantis, or a super advanced ancient people living on the moon, anything like that.
Love it. How about the non-humans live on the moon?
Yes,
those.
exactly like that. All right, Curtis, what have you got? A 1 and a 4. Pantheon. Let's see, what is a pantheon?
That's where you get
One or more, or all, of the mythological pantheons worshipped by Earth's cultures are real. They might be other dimensional super beings, or a hidden society of high-tech aliens, or spirits of the dream world, but they're real.
But the idea is to translate an existing real-world pantheon into something superheroic, supernatural.
Yes, looks like it. Let's see.
Or you could just make up a pantheon that exists in this universe, and they're real.
Yeah, that would be fine too. If you wanted to use an actual pantheon, that'd be fine. Or if you wanted to do, your own take on the new gods or the Eternals, that would work too.
Gotcha.
All right, so everybody's got the features, and despite Zach copying people, we have a pretty good mix of them.
I can re-roll.
No, it's fine.
I'm a little disappointed. I don't think anybody got Evil Organization, did we?
Well, that just means the DM have to come up with those.
Yeah.
I was so looking forward to making a villainous volcano lair that's actually a timeshare for supervillains.
Nice. All right, step 4. Supporting cast. Finally, go around the table 4 more times. Each turn, a player chooses one of the features from the previous step. It does not have to be a feature the player created. And creates a supporting character associated with that feature. For example, if someone creates a super prison feature in the previous step, in this step, a player might create the prison's warden, chief of security, or even chaplain. Choose at least one quality to describe the supporting cast character, and as many as 3. Let's see.
Put it,
So you wouldn't have to stat
Make
up
more-
the supporting character, just, give me a quality or 2.
would it make more sense to make a supporting character for each of the features that we create?
Well, let's see. If everybody makes one for 4. If y'all want to do it that way, that would be fine. If you just want to come up with a supporting cast member for your feature. Is that what
I
you're...
just thought that might, I just thought that might be easier because then you're not waiting.
We're not having to keep track of what everybody else made.
Yeah.
And you're not waiting on me to finish my space organization so Zach can do a supporting character for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We were sitting down around a kitchen table somewhere, having like a 6 or 8 hour session, like I used to do when I was younger. Then you could pass it all around. But yeah, doing it over the interwebs, that makes sense. All right, so that means we should have 6 heroes per player, 6 villains per player, 4 setting features per player, and 4 supporting cast characters per player.
Mm-hmm.
That should give me a good bit to work with.
Sweet.
Love it.
All right. All right. Next up, which is not a step here, but just to organize a little bit. Like I said, you're gonna have the government-based teams. Everybody will have a character on that. Recluse and Unison are Zach and Taylor's member of that team. Brian, were you leaning towards Landshark for your government team member?
For me, it's Titan Red.
Oh, that's right. Landshark was going to be your primary or your premier.
So Landshark's mine.
Oh,
I was.
I'm
I
sorry.
was torn.
Looking at
that's
the
all right.
wrong.
I
I was
was- I
looking at the
was
wrong
torn-
list.
I was torn between him and Toss Up.
There was a toss-up.
It was. Just because Toss Up is more of a government, more likely to work with the government, although Landshark would be under the government's leash. So either one could easily be there.
Let's see. Recluse is basically Spider-Man. Unison's a.
It's basically Spider-Man.
He rolled
He's not
randomly,
wrong.
but he rolled all of Spider-Man's powers, even his strength level, just boop, 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 boop. And then
Nice.
What?
Recluse was a random roll. So as a mutant, or as a birthright, he gets that one extra power. And when he rolled that at the end is when he got the dimensional travel. And that's where the whole ideal of the whole Creeping Gods. He kind of has, if you ever read New Mutants, he kind of has Magic's origin.
Oh yeah, I know.
First time she used her power, she got herself trapped in limbo, which is where she learned magic, which is most of what she does.
That's right.
I was
Yeah, you-
so mad whenever I rolled up those powers until it all just came together.
Well, that was one of the fun things, was doing it randomly like that. As a group, everybody in the group was throwing out ideals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Todd said something that got you thinking about, like, the realm of the Creeping Gods.
Yeah, it was like moving between the web of realities, like Anansi or something like that.
Yeah, that was it. He brought up Anansi.
Did I say Toss Up is the government?
All right. Now, the government team was born out of the PC team from last season, the Unknowns, after they basically stopped a guy using mind-controlled satellites from taking over the U.S. Up until that point, the government had never had an official team, not since World War II at least, and had a fairly standoff approach to superhumans. They didn't go after them because you needed some around to take out the villains. But they didn't officially recognize them either, so it was easy. So if you had one particular one go rogue or become a problem, it was easy to kind of squish that one.
Yep.
And local governments were given a lot of leeway on how they dealt with them. So the city of Manford, where the players were, was fairly pro-hero. Where the next closest town, Rhodes Ferry, had a much more.
Cool.
Yeah, they were much less super friendly.
Got it.
And that is still the case for most teams. The government has their, the federal government has their official team now. And individual states or municipalities may have a team or an official hero, at their discretion, basically.
Got it.
So the PCs last season were known as the Unknowns, which doesn't really work for a government team name, especially since they're the most well-known heroes of the day now.
Who's the better known?
The
That gets my vote.
well-known.
That gets my.
Well known.
So if anybody's got an idea for a government team name, feel free to throw it out there. We ain't got to come up with it. We don't have to have it by the end of this session, but we'll need it by next
I'll
week.
be right back, guys.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Let's not take it as long naming it as it took to name the Unknowns.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about. The Unknowns were named like 5 minutes after I showed up.
You don't count.
How? Harsh. Only original members count. Oh. Just heard a little bit of an echo there. But I don't hear it now. So.
How about like something like the Contractors or something?
It's very grim.
Oh no, I stand by my dumb acronym name that I thought up in the past.
What's that?
SPEAR. Super People's Education, Arrestment, and Recruitment.
I like it.
I'm down
That's
with it.
good.
I'm down with it.
We'll see what Curtis thinks.
Because Unison's on a government team, it's gonna be an acronym.
So give me that acronym again.
SPEAR. SPEAR.
Yes, yes.
Super People's Education, Arrest, and Recruitment. Or wait, change recruitment to regulation. That makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because that way we can regulate supers in sports and make tons of money.
I'm gonna regulate you. Prepare to be regulated.
That way, if a professional baseball player gets accused of being a mutant, we get paid to run the tests.
Are you refusing to be regulated?
Hey there, fluffy kitty.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Please don't put those words in a pancake's mouth.
I mean, you look at my fluffy little face. You know you like it. Pet me now. And then 12 seconds when I get mad at you and scratch you, you should have stopped petting me.
I think you have a good understanding of cats.
I
He
have one.
does.
Okay, Curtis, the name the guys are batting around right now for the team is an acronym. Taylor, give it to him.
The acronym is SPEAR. Super People's Education, Arrest, and Regulation.
I like it.
All right.
You
So,
take my acronyms, Jason. Take my acronyms.
it was funny with Unison, but all right.
I've got too many more.
All right. So Spear is the government team, which consists of Recluse, Unison, Titan Red, and Tossup.
And somebody from Marks.
Mike.
Mike, my bad.
Yeah.
I haven't met him. He's not here. He's an invisible entity to me.
He's not a real person yet until you've spoken to him.
He doesn't even look like a funky icon.
The Earth is flat until I see the rotation.
You're not thick-headed enough. You have to circle it first.
Alright, so. Now, do you want to organize any of the others into a team? Do you
We should
want
have
to,
another team.
basically kind of design a second tier team? Or do you want to just have that, see how that goes organically?
Well, I think we could. I think we've got enough characters for like a Justice League Dark. We've got the Monkey King. We've got the Wolf Witch. We've got
something designed kind of for mystic threats.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all.
We've got one of those. I think we've got our Street Fighters, right? I've got J Dragon, and then we've got the Hot Stick guy, and the what's
Okay.
the
Boogeyman.
high stick?
Are you talking about Slapshot?
Slapshot? Yeah, Slapshot.
No. Slapshot is definitely on the mystic threats.
Oh, is he? Okay, great. Then
That enchanted hockey stick
The
is going to come in handy.
God, it was enchanted.
Or sorry, it's not enchanted. It's sentient, but
I'm with
Okay.
you.
Or
Then we
Slapshot's
have to-
crazy. One or the other.
Yeah.
No, he's just an insane metahuman.
Are we sure he's not insane? I mean,
he
it's
was
been
a professional.
30,
He was a professional hockey player till he retired.
it's been 30 years and your hockey stick still has an identity crisis.
Everyone's just surprised he's had the same hockey stick for 30 years. How is that never broken?
Oh, for sure.
All right, so if we're doing a mystic team, whose character is going to be on the mystic team? Zach, who you got for a mystic team?
Wolf Witch pops out immediately.
All right. Taylor?
And
I guess Patience. She's more of the mystic kind.
Brian?
Monkey King, I think.
Curtis?
Yeah, I was going to say Jay, but Immodan might fit with the Mystic team too.
Hmm?
I'll put in my personal opinion. I'd prefer Immodan just because Patience is a religious person, so someone pretending to be an angel
Oh
next
yeah,
to the.
that was my next question. If you guys have a preference, Jay obviously wouldn't really be a team player so much. He would do it, but it'd just be semi-reluctantly. Immodan would be probably more than happy to be a poser and hang out.
So Immodan. Alright. And what would be a good name for the Mystic team?
Dark Spear.
Supernatural people. Education, arrest, and regulation. Though truthfully, I'm looking at this one as probably not being affiliated with the government particularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
The
being
Haunted?
silly, but I said Dark Spear.
The Haunted, maybe.
Ooh.
We'll put that down as a possibility. Anybody else got anything? And
The
again,
witching hour.
we don't have to decide today. Just be thinking about it.
Haunted is catchy.
All right. Anything else we need to go over? That gives us 2 teams. One to cover kind of your general big threats. One to cover mystical.
Do we want to kind of have a street level team like the Defenders?
Yeah.
All right. Street.
That is for our street scrappers.
All right. If you want to go for the more street level team, Zach, who would you put?
Oh, I'm gonna go with the Whirlwind Jack.
Whirlwind Jack. Tarky?
The Rocker.
Brian?
I'm gonna go with Deadeye.
And Curtis?
Mojo Loach, he's got street level written all over him.
You said Dojo?
Yeah.
Okay. Dojo Loach.
I'm sad Landshark's not on the team.
Well, he could be. The government could be between having him place. Maybe he just got kicked off a team and the government hasn't found a replacement yet.
He's in between teams.
I'm in between teams.
And like I said, one of the sessions where we have kind of the random heroes, organically, y'all could make those a team.
Yep.
Or at least a loose affiliation.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm assuming we've got plans to play with all the characters.
Yes. The season is going to well, I'm calling it season 2, where in the first one I had a 20 episode. There was multiple story arcs in it, but it was a 20 episode something planned out because it was the first time I'd run a game, streamed a game, first time I'd run icons on Roll20. This go around, I'm not putting that kind of limit on it. It's going to be more. Here's a storyline. Here's another storyline. There may be dangling plot threads that run through multiples.
Cool.
But I don't really have an endpoint in mind, so. So next session will be our issue 1. We will start off with the government team. With an adventure with them.
Okay.
And, see where it goes from there.
That's good.
Just get me the, the villains and the features and all that as y'all do them. Not everything has to be done by next week because, we've all got lives. Or not next week, next 2 weeks, next session.
Yeah, that was good.
But, can anybody think of anything else we need to go over or have any questions? Want to discuss anything?
I can't think of anything.
No.
Okay. We're wrapping up a little early
I'll take
because generally we'd run till 4. Or for another half hour, whatever your local time is. Where is everybody from?
I'm in South Carolina.
I'm in Augusta, Georgia.
No, you're right down the street.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I know me
Tulsa,
and
Oklahoma.
Go ahead.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay. And then me and Tarky are over here in Alabama. In the
Yeah, we're all.
Huntsville is
all-
probably the closest town anybody's heard of.
Wait, we're all in the South. That's awesome.
That is kind of awesome.
I don't know where Mike is from.
Well, let's pretend he's in the South. Awesome, cool.
I'm looking forward to this. This will be fun.
Huh?
I am too, and it's looking at the sheer volume of characters. I decided, okay, we'll play with the universe rules. Everybody agrees to, I get my players recruited, and I start looking at how many characters and stuff this is. I'm like, wow, I hope I haven't bit off more than I can chew.
Well,
We've got a.
I think everybody's doing their fair share here.
Yeah, that is one thing. Everybody seems to have their characters, if not completely statted up, well on the way. So,
Yeah, it makes it easy, so it's fun.
and I had one player drop out. So for a second there, I thought I had too many players.
Well, I've never done a troop style like this. This is-
I think it's something Kenson got from I think he credits Ares Magica, which is a game I've always heard of, never played.
Yep.
I want to say in here he credits that with kind of that general ideal of that play style.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
So
I think we got a wide range of characters for sure.
yeah, we did come up with some diversity there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm ready.
I am too.
Well, all right then, we'll go ahead and wrap here.
Hey, guys.
2 weeks, same
2
time,
weeks.
same channel.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys.
See all y'all later.
Night all.
See y'all later.